Greetings to all the Mystelics family and the new video ones who've tuned in to see what's up on this here vibrations. Welcome to another one on this here Mystelics Reacts channel. Of course, hand clap goes up to you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in to see what's up with my thoughts and comments, brothers and sisters. What are yours? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below. I appreciate you guys definitely doing so. Let me know, as well as others, let them know your thoughts and comments on the things you're going to be reacting to on this here channel. Of course, don't forget to click the like button. Click it to help push this video so that further there, brothers and sisters, and subscribe for more vibrations. Subscribe for, of course, you will post it when, well, you'll be notified when I post and publish my video right here. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations for the day. Of course, we see none other than what is taking place. A tropical storm is approaching, none other than what? Tropical storm Jerry. Oh, brothers and sisters. And of course, I believe Dominica is facing some rain conditions, but it's gonna pass on top of Dominica. I think it's gonna grace Dominica, brothers and sisters. And of course, it's Wednesday afternoon, and when Thursday 2 a.m. tomorrow comes in, it's going to be much closer. But of course, Dominica has been experiencing some rainfall, and from my understanding, not also Dominica, but St. Martin and a number of other places. Some person actually reached out to me from St. Martin saying, hey, it's raining, and it's coming our way. People hold strong, brothers and sisters, hold strong right there. But of course, St. Martin, this is actually interesting. I have St. Martin on St. Martin. Yeah, so guys, hold strong right there. Apparently, by the time it reaches the Caribbean, it will be a Category 1. Now, it's very interesting when it comes down to the circumstance, brothers and sisters. As indicated from time past experience, brothers and sisters, these things always tend to change. So don't just say, oh, it's Category 1, whoop, whoop, all right, nothing much, brothers. It's Category 1 is already a strong hurricane. But usually when this thing comes closer to the islands, they escalate very fast. So don't be surprised if this thing increases, and by the time it reaches the Caribbean, it's probably a Category 5. Remember Hurricane Maria? Hurricane Maria was supposed to hit Dominica as a tropical storm. And as it reached Dominica, it was a Category 5 hurricane, you know. Be mindful of that, brothers and sisters. And, of course, do what needs to be done right there. Of course, in Dominica.
Tell them teachers, my school closed.
So while it was raining, some people decided, hey, let them teachers know they're not coming to school in certain ways. They let them know, hey, I not come in school. All right, my school shit wet. Of course, there was a situation that took place in Fonkoli. I think this was a landslide of sorts. I don't think this has anything to do with the storm or the rainfall. It could be, or it could just be a shift in the earth. You know, Mother Nature tends to move. For the individuals, I think the ground under them doesn't move. The whole earth spinning at 60,000 miles per hour. 60,000 miles per hour it's spinning, brothers and sisters. You're on a ball spinning for 60,000 miles per hour, and we spinning with it like some tebe. We just spinning, you know. But be mindful of that, brothers and sisters. So Mother Nature tends to move from time to time. The earth beneath us tends to move. So that could be the case, or it could be as a result of the rain. This is another view of it right there. Thank God nobody was under it. Nobody was on top of it too. Maybe as this thing was happening, they just fall, because the ground looks dry though. The ground looks dry. I'm thinking if it was water, then it would look wet. No? Guys, talk to me now, please. Talk to me nicely. It looks dry. So maybe it's not even Mother Nature. Maybe it was how they built whatever they built on this thing, and as a result, it collapsed. Or it could just be the shifting of the earth. What are your thoughts? What do you think caused this to happen right there? Let me know that, brothers and sisters. Anyway, talking about Mother Nature, brothers and sisters, and the earth. Remember when I spoke about copper mining, brothers and sisters, in Dominica, and people were like, Mystelics, what on earth are you talking about? Well, apparently, some people actually sent this to me on Facebook. Copper mining and environmental costs. Where? In Sri Lanka. No, sorry, brother and sister. Is in Dominica right there. I think this was in 2008 that they were talking about this. But I think long before, I think it was during United Workers Party time, they tried to do this, and they tell them not to do this because they know that there's copper in Dominica. That's a known fact, brothers and sisters. Copper. In fact, there is a map on the whole thing, man, showing you the area proposed for mining exploration. And that is dealing with copper mining, brothers and sisters. Literally, this is the area right there. Now, what is so familiar with this area, brothers and sisters? Because I've been asking myself, why are the individuals involved in building the international airport taking so long, or they have to be doing all sorts of things, or they don't even know if the land is conducive to build an international airport, but they know that is the way, that is where they want to build it. And are there studies? I mean, I had a podcast with Guai, one of the individuals living in that specific area where they're trying to build an international airport. And of course, he's like, where's the land studies, you know, to show, hey, we're doing this and so forth and so forth. No, apparently no land studies have been done, to my knowledge. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, right there. But of course, it's within the Marigot Wesley region. And of course, you can see the copper mining area for exploration would be there. But it's interesting when it comes down to them digging. I remember they were digging somewhere close to the Calibishi region, Calibishi Wesley. Around that region, they were digging, I guess, to maybe do expansion or whatever. They were digging, brothers and sisters. I found it strange that you're saying that you're utilizing the airport road, but you are digging certain parts of Dominica that have nothing to do with the airport. Why were they digging just around Calibishi area, brothers and sisters? It looked like they were taking down a mountain. Now, I would say, okay, maybe they're taking down dirt for them to put it in the sea to expand the airport and this kind of things there, but they have a set of mountains they need to take down to build the airport in the first place. So why are they going in these places to dig? And all of a sudden, they stop digging this particular region, and then they go to the Concord regions. And you will be asking yourself, where's the Concord region, Mystelics? What are you talking about? Well, I Google Maps, and I type in Concord, and they show me where Concord is, just below Marigot. So they shift from where they were shifting, brothers and sisters. They shift from there, and then they come down to the Concord region, saying that they need dirt over there. What they need dirt for? For what reason? Now, brothers and sisters, I could be dead wrong in here. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to find it. What is the point of digging dirt there to go and put in international airport when you already need to take down mountains to clear the area? You must get plenty dirt in that area. So are you going elsewhere to get dirt to do what? I don't know. So talk to me, brothers and sisters. I am very much clueless in that regard right there. But of course, as indicated on this map, it's similar areas, not true. They're digging dirt over there and they were digging dirt further up, and you know, what is going on? What is going on should be the question in most people's minds. Because if you build an international airport, you would need to have certain documents stating, okay, this place is conducive. That's what needs to be done. This is the time frame. But it seems like when they started doing the international airport business, they were making things up as time goes by. SKERRIT told us in 2025 the international airport was supposed to be built. Apparently that was not the case, you know, lying to the people and telling them the international airport will be built by 2025, you know. In 2025 is almost finished. Just like when they indicated that in October they will be getting minimum wage increase. That did not happen, brothers and sisters. Is the if. You hearing anything about it now? I don't know. Talk to me. Just like when they stated that the Roseau enhancement project will begin the first quarter of 2025, even though since 2014, they talking about it. They even forget the Portsmouth one. So when there are people telling you a lot of things, brothers and sisters, and it doesn't add up, then something is definitely wrong. Am I too wrong to question that? Am I too wrong to say, but wait a while, that doesn't make sense? What you talking about? Especially knowing that there's some sort of copper situation that they could be doing. Because I'm trying to figure out when I pass into Go Airport, brothers and sisters, why are they digging there? I would understand, like I indicated before, if they're putting dirt in the sea for them to expand the airport and this kind of things. But I don't think none of that is happening. In fact, the layout on the airport is on land. It has nothing to do with sea. You guys saw the layout? So what is the point of this sand business, the dirt business? Are they going after copper? Is that the true case? And they're leaving the people ignorant of this fact. Ignorant because they're digging around the areas that have copper in Dominica. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, brothers and sisters. And this is why the confusion, Dominicans will never be settled, because, you know, we have a set of incompetent people. And this is one of the reasons why I actually saw this thing right there. Let me see if I can get it for you guys right there. This thing, yes, brothers and sisters. The difference between humans and animals. The difference between human and animals, it seems like animals still have the natural instinct of leadership. Animals would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. Because if they do that, brothers and sisters, things will plummet. If you look at Dominica's economy, talk to me seriously, brothers and sisters. Looking at Dominica's economy, you realize, but wait a while, but things used to be better back in the day. Everybody will admit that. They will admit it. The healthcare used to be better, brothers and sisters. People from overseas used to come into Dominica for healthcare. Economy used to be better. You had more money in your pocket, brothers and sisters. More jobs were being created as a result of the economy, brothers and sisters. Knowing that there were more jobs, more opportunities were there for even small businesses and entrepreneurship to advance, because people have what? Spending power. There's limited to no spending power now. And we've seen these things happening under SKERRIT's watch. And because he's building buildings on CBI selling the citizens' birthright. He's building buildings that you cannot own. For so long, they keep talking about titles and this kind of thing. Say, you don't have no title? You're still waiting for title, brothers and sisters. In fact, I listened to, was it Joshua Francis talking about there are 26 or 29 titles that were supposed to be distributed already, and now they have to go back again to the drawing board. So where are these 26 and 29 titles? I mean, let us make sense of things now. It's not an argument I'm trying to make. I mean, let us make sense of it. Where's the proof and the evidence out of which you speak? Because for donkey years, we've been hearing these things. All the projects that we hear that's supposed to be coming and not coming, and all the people are supposed to be flocking back to Dominica because Dominica will be booming. That is not happening, brothers and sisters. That is not happening. My God. When will the people learn, man? When do people learn? But it's interesting when certain things tend to happen. Of course, as this individual rightly indicated right there, Minister David Lee, businessman Hugh Leon Pong are rearrested. He was rearrested, brothers and sisters. And of course, Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Housing, Melissa. All right. Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Housing was arrested. Such accountability only happens when there is an independent police force. Such accountability only happens when there is only an independent police force, a police force that is only guided by constitution, not on political affiliations, or because the politicians buy you, they buy the chief of police and they buy these people, or they're giving them incentives and, hey, side with me and you will be rich, and so forth and so forth. Completely neglecting the integrity of the office, brothers and sisters. This is why nowadays people don't respect these kind of things. They don't respect it. Let me read that again, brothers and sisters. The second part. Such accountability only happens when there is an independent police force. Can we say that Dominica has an independent police force? Let me know that in the comment box below. Of course, with the sentiment of this thing right there. Keep clapping, this person is saying. SKERRIT, apparently, this is an analogy of a man helping a man with one leg. And that man helping is apparently SKERRIT, appearing to help Dominica, who is the man with one leg. But in fact, he give him the help and he taking the foot. He take the other foot. So, hey, I get help. Look, I on crutches. SKERRIT, give me crutches. SKERRIT, give me a house to stay in. But he destroying the economy that of which you cannot do much. You cannot, even if you were to get titles for these houses, brothers and sisters, if the economy is not conducive for proper production, that house will go in vain. It'll come like the ghettos of New York City. Well, let me not say that. Certain parts, Harlem, it'll come like the ghettos of Harlem, brothers and sisters. So they give you help in one and they take it away from the other. Just like I told you guys when it come down to the VAT removal thing. Well, I think Cathy was the one speaking about it. It was $11 for corned beef. Now it's $8. They take out that $4, brothers and sisters, or $3. They take out that $3 there. Yeah, getting discount. And they put it somewhere else. They put it in your water bill. They put it in your electricity bill. They put it in your gas. Yes, when you go and take gas price go up. Gas price going up in Dominica, up and down. We don't know what's going on while other countries stabilize. Apparently, Dominica alone that facing struggles. This is what they do, brothers and sisters. If you don't understand, brothers and sisters, understanding is key. I always tell people when Solomon asked God for something, he didn't ask God for wisdom, you know. Solomon never asked God for wisdom. You can look up the Hebrew text. It never asked God for wisdom. He asked God for understanding of how to rule his people correctly. Understanding. And in having understanding, God gave him wisdom. Some of us have no inclination of understanding at all. We just go based off feelings, so that not having wisdom. Too much less get wisdom from feelings. Far less. To not have understanding, to get wisdom. Help me, brothers and sisters. I think sometimes we need to wake up and smell the coffee. No, forget the coffee. We did wake up and smell the cocoa tea. Smell the cocoa tea hot and steamy, brothers and sisters, because it is what it is. If we don't understand reality of what the reality of Dominica, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes that have been repeating for years upon years upon years. Oh my God, when a man appears to help you, he appearing to help you while he taking your other food. It's interesting. You know what brought me to, brothers and sisters? I saw this one as well. With the Prime Minister coming on podium and say, oh, we are reinstating Vescott. And I'm asking myself, but SKERRIT, wasn't it you and your team that caused Vescott to lose his job? Now you come in and act, oh, we guys, we need to solve this thing for so long. The man mother used to ball on your head, SKERRIT, because she knows you that did this to her son. She knows you. Everybody know. But you want to pretend, well, I don't know. Maybe I have it wrong. Maybe I have it wrong. But apparently based off this cartoon that we see, a meme. Sorry, I cut off your leg, but I hope you enjoy the crutches I am giving you. For 11 years, he cut off his leg. For 11 years. After 11 years, must be for votes. Everything he does is to stay in power. That's why I was wondering, why no? We have been hearing about the election is glooming in December. Election is coming in December. Hearing words, we don't know. Is it the case? It's interesting stuff, brothers and sisters. But I must be reminded, of course, according to what this individual has indicated on Vescott's situation, this young man needs to be celebrated because of his approach. 11 years under the struggle of SKERRIT. A lesson for young men who choose violence over dialogue to resolve contention. And I would understand sometimes you'll have to have the mental fortitude, because not everybody have the mental fortitude. Some people were like, hey, you do me wrong. I did nothing wrong and you do me wrong. And you come in and make up a story that you cannot provide proof for. And then after you try to find the proof, you say the hurricane take the proof. The proof that of which everybody who's doing this standard operating procedure should be doing it at the airport, but apparently only bad will not know it. And this also shows that the craziness that has happened when it comes down to unions pretending that they care. You have an innocent man, clearly innocent. Clearly innocent. I see SKERRIT coming on stage and talking about he maybe was shocked or shy. Is Lennox and really? Oh, let me behave myself. Boy, I tell you, bold face, he coming on camera and say these kind of things. And you think people that foolish to believe. So I'm not a promoter of violence, brothers and sisters, but I understand. How long will you take in justice before you decide to act? They always say put things in God's hands. Hey, amen to that. But if somebody do me wrong, brothers and sisters, and the system, I might say, I'm not saying I'm going to do nothing, but who knows, when you're in the position, brothers and sisters, anything can happen. Anything can happen. By God, it's very clear that Vescott is an individual that has a lot of mental fortitude, man, to handle that. For 11 years, knowing that the system that you've been working hard towards to ensure that the system had a good name with the foreigners that come in and all the good couldn't afford and all the kind of things there. I did the podcast with Vescott, so you guys can go and check BrBpTV if you haven't heard it yet. But to have all this and giving the people good name, the airport good name, and the same airport turn on you for 11 years, my God. Great victory for Mr. No great victory yet, no, brothers and sisters. Don't have great victory. The great victory will come when SKERRIT them pay him his full, not a percentage of it, but his full salary that they stop him from getting for 11 years. And then being compensated on top of it for the wrongs that they have done. showing the unions and how they fail, brothers and sisters. Unions come in and talk about we giving people raise for 8% raise, and it's not 8% per year. You have to make up for the amount of raise that not even to meet the inflation value. If inflation was 1.5 for 20 years, brothers and sisters, that is 30%. You're supposed to give the people 30% raise. If inflation for 20 years was 1.5% without no salary increase, you're supposed to give the people at the end of 2020 for 20 years, or let's say 2005 to 2025, 20 years. If inflation was 1.5, it's way bigger than that. They come in and say, no, we're giving 8% inflation, 8% raise. That never meeting the cost or that of which we're reaching for the inflation, the value of money. Boy, I tell you, boy, and then people see that and say, yes. And on top of the 8% again, you know what they're doing? They split the 8%. I don't understand if they say 8% this year, the 8% next year, then the 8% or 10% next year, or something of that sort. No, they split the 8%, saying you 3% this year, 2% next year, and 3% the next year, knowing that the average of inflation is 2.6%. Inflation is 2.6%. In 2023, it was 5.1%. Are you? Anyways, kudos to the young man. Lesson for young men who choose violence over dialogue to resolve contentious issues or contentious issues. Great victory for Mr. Westcott. That is what the person said. I don't see the victory yet. The man don't get back his job, he don't get paid yet. So until he get that back, we cannot say it's a win. Scary that say that we. Or you forget, man. Scary does say things that doesn't come into reality. He hasn't gotten his job back yet until he set foot in the airport and he get his money, his full worth money and compensation for the wrong that he's done. Then you cannot say congratulations. Scary that come and say it. Oh, you believe in Scary? Oh my goodness. Anyways, 11 years of fighting a wrongful dismissal. 11 years for fighting a wrongful dismissal due to political victimization. When a young man chooses dialogue over violence, he sends a powerful message that redefines strength, courage, and maturity. This decision defies a toxic cultural narrative that equates masculinity with aggression and dominance. Well, masculinity has aggression and dominance in it, you know. Want to pretend masculinity, it does have it. It does have it, brothers and sisters. So you want to talk about equating. It does. That is based on biology. Anyways, that's a whole other story. It is the importance of controlling it. That is the key here. It is a choice with profound implication for the individual, their relationship, and society at large. Now, I understand what this person is saying. Kudos to Westcott, you know, for standing and so forth. And hopefully we see the light at the end of the tunnel. But for 11 years, come on. And of course, as indicated, I showed this before, brothers and sisters, on the merit of what we dress in this colorful thing. It's not anti-man business, no, brothers and sisters. It's to showcase freedom, resistance from persecution, independent strength, and survival in Dominica. The Caribbean celebrates Creole season this year, brothers and sisters, this October, in fact. You know, and it seems like people don't really understand the essence of the very thing that they wear. They think it's just a show. Oh, show, really? Oh, we come and dance and have fun. You can have fun, no, brothers and sisters, but understand why you're dancing. Understand why you're singing the cultural songs. Understanding is key. Yeah. But of course, what do I know? Anyways, moving along, brothers and sisters, understanding independence. What is going on here?
Don't sleep, eh? The man just come by me, twist my dog, give me a whole surgeon. And you see the just bend there? They do inside there. 2 van there. The man just finished switch me. Switch bike, switch ride. So you hold off. I wake up my bed. The man burst my door. I'm bursting on the van. No, what that? Because that's not warrant. Not only warrant to get money.
It's interesting that he's talking about warrant. And I would think that if as citizens you have the private right to your being, to your establishment, unless it's government property that you're in and they break in government property, it's government property. You know, the individuals that's supposed to get titles. All right. But it's not government property that they're brothers and sisters. And if it's in this individual's property, he can take the government to court. You cannot just burst into people's property. You need a warrant for that. Unless you tell them to come inside, you give them permission to come inside, you know. If the police comes in and they say, we have to search your house or whatever, and you say, okay, come in, you give the police to come in, permission to come inside your house. So therefore they can do what they do in there. But if you tell them no, they need to go and get a warrant to come and do these things. It's very interesting. This person also made a statement in that regard. Dominica do a deep think on the RSS on island. Has SKERRIT lost control of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, or is this an admission of incompetence? It's both. How on earth you bring in RSS to solve the problem that you cannot solve? Raymond Blackmore, you want to talk about putting cameras in prison, all kind of thing. Nonsense you talking. Rubbish. Just rubbish you speaking. Camera, so what? I see people rob people on camera, and then people, in fact, that's so interesting. I think it was in Maho, it was, when the person face in the camera, then people bring the photo or video for the police. They call the person's name. And then I think a few days later, the person come back on social media checking. We do all this and the police still don't get the man, come in the man's business and robbing it. And the police still don't get the man. Boy, be a trouble is that maybe they get him a little later, a few weeks later or something like that. But come on. Man probably checking, well, the police don't come for me. Let me go and rob somebody else or rob another business. Really? And then we wonder why RSS is here. Because we have a set of incompetent people running rampant and just doing whatever they want. Now, don't get me wrong, I agree for RSS to be coming and wheeling out the drugs and guns and all those kind of things that make Dominica safe, no doubt about it. But what is the point of the Minister of National Security when they themselves cannot do it? Fire them. Fire all of them. The whole system need to fire. But just to tell you, we talk about economics, we talk about all kind of things, housing. Now we're talking about national security. Everything need to fire. Fail, complete fail, brothers and sisters. Complete fail. So I do, the good thing, it does definitely reflect level of incompetence. And I think these people who are in charge of this thing need to be fired. All of them need to be fired. Because that's crazy right there. But of course, hey, it is what it is. Another thing I have to ask on this question, who exactly is paying these people? Is CBI paying this RSS? They have to get paid. When RSS come, brothers and sisters, they have to get paid, right? You think they come in and do it for free? You think they come in and whatever it's free? Come in and free? Who paying for it? The same question I asked when Mia Motley came to Dominica to speak at the Labour conference, where she completely dissed the very present team who is in power. Who paid her to come here and do it? Was it under DLP pockets? Huh? Did the DLP ministers come together and put monies together for them to be able to pay Mia Motley to come and speak? Who's paying RSS? Huh? Brothers and sisters, this is why I tell you, we need to put people in positions that do things on the behalf of the people. And when we know that the people are failing at their jobs, they need to be fired. They're failing at their jobs. Now we have to go and pay more money. We pay Minister of National Security that not doing their job. Then you have to go and pay RSS that not they come in and do their job. But you have to pay to pay them for what reason? Dominica money to be wasted like that now? I don't understand this kind of mashy that's going on there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, there was a report that I got, and this is it right there. Moving away for we're gonna environmental.
Today is the 7th of October.
Yesterday.
Look at indiscriminate dumping, solid waste matters, rubbish, littering. I'm calling on the government to pass stronger legislation to combat this kind of nasty practices in neighborhoods where they just throw rubbish. I'm calling on the bottle companies to at least have a collection system, a buyback system, so you can at least get 5 cents so the people will not just throw their bottle and raise the price by 10 cents. Because that's a mess, man. Look at Dominica.
It'll make sense. I agree with the person. That would be a nice initiative. But the question here is Dominica making enough money to be doing this kind of things? This is why I tell you, we need to have a competent person in position to be able to get the monies to come into Dominica, to flow into Dominica, so that these things can be possible. But if you don't have it, my goodness, the people are spending power. If the people are spending power, how business is going to make money to be able to do this kind of things there? Do we even have factories that can melt this plastic and reuse this plastic and make new bottles? Do we have we have this thing? No. Okay.
A lot of spill lots around, like rubbish dump. Solid waste, where your litter wardens?
As he talking about there, I remember I did the interview with the green lady. It's on BrBpTV, brothers and sisters. Talking about this. Apparently there was supposed to be a recycling truck or something recycling that was supposed to come to Dominica. I think it was about $8 or $20 million that was supposed to come into helping that. I could be wrong in that. If she's listening, let me know in the comment box below. But yeah, the recycling, there was supposed to be some sort of recycling plant that was supposed to be established in Dominica. And everybody was, yay! Wait. In fact, she was told, not everything you hear, you should believe. They come on the media and say it. And then they told her, not everything you hear, you should believe. Imagine that.
Environmental health. This brings a lot of carnage to society through leptospirosis, breeding of rats. You know the life cycle of a rat is about 52 weeks. And when they produce, in 52 weeks, they can do a lot of damage. So I'm calling on the government to pass stronger legislation into littering.
I remember when SKERRIT was talking in Parliament and he said they keeping Dominica clean. Among other things, we keep Dominica clean. And I'm checking, but SKERRIT, you seem to be abstract of reality. Because when you look around Dominica, I mean, certain places are okay, but when it comes on to garbage collection, it's like a pigsty. It's literally like a pigsty. When I go back to Dominica, I know. I will know, because that's crazy right there. Pigsty, brothers and sisters. I've done a number of videos on them, so I know you guys know I've done a number of videos on that. Up in Layu, in Sufria area, I've done a number of these videos. And then we're talking about keeping Dominica clean, and the elevation of leptospirosis is coming in. Oh my God.
Waste disposal, waste management. Employ people as litter wardens.
Employ people. Most of the money is being going to 60. If that's $64,000 carry them renting for thing that is supposed to stop for 2 years. I think it's 2,000. They will not renew. 5 years later, they still have it. So can you imagine 5 years of paying $64,000 a month on the backs of the Dominican people, and the Dominicans wondering why they don't have proper health care and proper roads and proper jobs and paid adequately and all these things. I told you guys in the very beginning, some years ago, probably 8 or 9 years or 10 years ago, I told you guys, SKERRIT them are looking to make themselves kings. When SKERRIT coming on podium and talking about, the place that I rule, that I have rule over, I in charge of, I rule, my party that I rule over. Really? I mean,
Teach them with the law to defend the environment of Dominica. I thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyways, guys, this is all I have for this here vibrations. But just before I go, I must make a huge shout out to Lando Bruno, brothers and sisters. Who is this guy? This guy used to be on dialysis for over 20 years, man, doing dialysis, brothers and sisters. And he was one of the people who tend to watch my videos, and he always talk about, hey, we need to do something and whatnot when he get better and so forth and so forth. He used to talk to me and say, hey, we need to do this and do that and what have you. Actually did a story with him right after Hurricane Maria when he was talking about his situation where he had to walk to Roseau for him to be able to do his dialysis, brothers and sisters. He's a bus driver, was a bus driver. But he's no longer with us, brothers and sisters. He used to be a strong advocate for my videos. And for that, for me, coming to from the Mystelics family as well, I want to wish the family, well, I don't know if it's wish we want to wish, but our regards and sympathies or condolences goes out to you, the wife and his friends and family as well, for the passing of Lando Bruno right there. He had a mind, hey, we need to do things, brothers and sisters. I remember when I heard about his passing, actually called and his wife was speaking to me, and I just remember all these things that was running through my head when he was telling me he wants to do this and that and this and that and getting the opportunity for him to do things, but he need to raise the money factor and all this kind of things for him to do things and what have you. Well, today he's gone, brothers and sisters. So with that still right here, rest in perfect peace, Landa Bruno. May your soul finally find rest in peace. Anyways, guys, your boy Mystelics, be real, Saturday King always. Thanks so much for watching. Be positive.